Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Waynesville Lady Tiger Volleyball. Early start tonight, Matt, as the Lady Tigers take on the Parkview Lady Vikings. I'm Mike Rawlings. Along with me tonight is Matt Johnson. Matt, we're hoping everybody's catching us as they're getting home early from work tonight. It's a 5:45 tip-off here for volleyball. And we hope everybody's ready to kick back and enjoy a little varsity volleyball with us tonight.
Absolutely. As you see the starting lineups being introduced there, first for the Parkview Lady Vikings. Boy, a little damp, a little dreary outside, but we're ready for volleyball action inside.
It doesn't matter. Damp, dreary, it's always a great day to be a Tiger, man.
That's absolutely right.
We're going to get our starting lineups now for the Waynesville Lady Tigers.
Starting, number 26, sophomore, Alden.
All right, the sophomore 26, Alden Pills.
Number 28, sophomore,
Sydney Kuhneman, number 28, starting for the Lady Tigers.
Senior, number 27, Shelby.
Number 27, Shelby Warden.
Senior, number 30, Victoria.
Victoria Perry, also a senior. I believe we've got one more senior over there on the bench.
Sophomore, number 37,
Jordan Harpel, the sophomore.
Senior, number 21.
Gracie Hutchinson, the last senior over there, I believe.
And as your libero,
And the libero is going to be the junior Hannah Hedrick, starting the game for the Waynesville Lady Tigers.
Matt, the Tigers had a pretty successful run since the last time we had them here on the TTSN Sports Network. Big conference action tonight here against the Parkview Lady Vikings. I know they kicked things off a little early down here tonight with the junior varsity. Started about 15 minutes early. That got us on the air about 15 minutes early. So, you know, folks, you're going to want to kick that on the Facebook Live and set that up at the dinner table. And you can watch a little volleyball action while you're sitting around having supper with your family.
Absolutely, and I want to send a big thank you out to a longtime viewer of TTSN here, a friend of the program, CJ Dunkel, who texted me when I was out in the backyard working a little bit ago that they had started that first game a bit early, and I might need to go ahead and head this way. So thanks, CJ, for letting me know so I could get out of the yard and get down here in a hurry. As always, want to welcome our viewers and watching here on Channel 12 and the millions and millions watching live via the Facebook. But definitely give us the shout-outs tonight. Let us know where you're watching from. We'd love to get some more pins in that TTSN map. We have been cleaning up the map with football right now.
Oh, yeah, I tell you, the map right now, if I understand it correctly, Matt, that map has already got more pins on it than we ended with last year.
Ended the season with last year. We already have more, but there's still a handful of states out there that we would love to get on this map tonight as Lady Tigers have first serve, and we're quickly into action.
And the Lady Tigers are going to get that first point.
Right there was Janae Johnson. Keep an eye on her. She is a Lady Viking to watch on the floor. That one she knocked right into the floor, but definitely a person to watch tonight for the Parkview Lady Vikings.
That one's going to be out. It's going to be another point for the Lady Tigers.
That one's going to go long off of the hands of Gracie Wedgeworth, out of bounds. So as you said, quick 2-0 lead here for the Lady Tigers.
South Carolina, Maryland, they're on the board, Matt.
Man, we are rolling already. That one dug out by the libero on the backside, set up top. Gonna be off the hands of the Lady Tigers and down, so the point and the serve will go over to the Lady Vikings.
So Lady Vikings will be serving now to the Lady Tigers.
Back set tipped up. And they're going to call 2 hits by the same player there. So that's going to be a penalty, and the point goes back to the Lady Vikings, still serving.
All knotted up here at 2. Here in the early goings of game number 1.
Dug out by Warden in the middle, tipped over. Shelby not quite able to get that one over, so the point will go to the Lady Vikings. Back to serve for the Lady Vikings is still Wedgeworth. carry. Set to the near side. Alden Pills gets it up and over in a hurry. Return, that one's going to go long, so point to Lady Tigers, knots us up at 3. As we're going to have our first sub in for the evening, that looks like that's number 11, Mary Henry, going back to serve for the Lady Tigers.
Mary's going to hit that one just a little bit long. Matt joined up in the booth tonight, TTSN Sports booth by a pair of Chris's. Chris Pills and Chris Morgan have both joined us up here in the booth tonight.
Well, big followers. Glad that Chris Morgan bid on that package to spend the evening with us tonight in the TTSN Sports Suite here.
I've heard Chris is going to get an opening bid on that, be a TTSN announcer for a night that's going to be available at the basketball tip-off auction. We'll get that whole package put together, and there's going to be a lot of extras that come along with that. The popcorn.
Well, the T-shirt, the koozie, the bumper stickers. I mean, we'll dig into the TTSN prize closet back here, and we can put quite a little potpourri of items together.
Well, that ain't no lie. Tim Wallace has put together quite over the past few years.
All right. Nice hit right there by the Lady Tigers dugout, and return. That one's not going to get back across, so point will go over to the Lady Vikings. Back to serve is going to be number 14, who we had talked about, Janae Johnson. Serve across, going to set right at the net. A little tip over.
Oh,
what a nice play right there.
Nobody home for the Lady Vikings.
Well, Shelby Warden sees the vacancy on the floor, just right up over that front defender, and no one else there. Knots the game up at 5. It's going to put Alden Pills back to serve for the Lady Tigers. Going to set the near side, and Lady Tigers get it. Dug out, free ball across, saved by Hutchison.
And then Lady Tigers save that back over.
Set right at the net. Lucinda Myers gets a hand on it.
Oh, what a shot.
What a shot. That was one thing in talking with a couple of the girls the last couple of days, asking them, what do you expect out of Parkview? They mentioned some of the quick sets on the video. These quick sets, acting like we're going to set it up for a big spike, and all of a sudden just a little quick dump over the net. And we're going to have a penalty here on the Lady Vikings.
They're going to say that ball was out, hit it on the wrong side of the pole, I believe. Alden Pills serving for the Lady Tigers.
Going to set up to the top side right there. Going to be blocked by the Lady Tigers, but out of bounds off the hand. So point and serve will go over as we're going to have a switch in here.
Matt, we mentioned Alden Pills there serving for the Lady Tigers. Her sister Ashton watching us live via the TTSN Sports Network.
She may need to be studying. This may turn into a Pablo situation.
Ooh. Might want to keep that down. Her dad's standing here right next to us up here in the booth.
All right, point hit over. So that point's going to go over to the Lady Vikings and gives Parkview a what? No, I'm sorry. Going to go to the Lady Tigers. That was not what I saw signaled by the far referee.
Yeah, I agree with you there, but we'll take it.
So Warden back to serve. Gets it across, set, blocked right at the net. Jordan Harpel, the sophomore, in there with that one. Going to set. It's going to be Lucinda Myers getting it across as Parkview looks to set now. Center of the court, hits the top of the net, rolls over. So Lady Tigers holding on to a 1-point lead.
8-7 here in game number 1.
Trying to get a number on our server here, and I am not having much luck picking that white number off the front of that yellow jersey. I think that might be Michaela Whalen, but I am not 100% sure. That one's going to go long, and it is Michaela Whalen, and that is the other name that I heard a lot the last few days. along with Janae Johnson, that Michaela Whalen, just a sophomore, but extremely talented for this Lady Parkview Vikings. Whalen gets it across, dug out on the back, serve to the middle, and
it's going to be wide.
Just wide. Jordan Harpel putting that one down, sees the empty spot on the floor, gets just a little too much into it. So the point to the Lady Vikings gives them the 1 point lead here. And the serve or the spike is going to be down, so it's going to push the Lady Vikings to a 2 point lead here. First game action, 10-8. Whalen back to serve. Into the net. Lady Tigers not able to get that one back out of the net right there.
And we're going to get a timeout by the Lady Tigers head coach, Megan Callis. Did you see her down there on the sideline right there talking with her team?
Lady Tigers want to just slow this down for a minute. That it had that lead bumping between 1 and 2, and all of a sudden Parkview goes on a little run, picks up 4 points right there. I think you want to just stop, ease this up before it gets
and I think that's exactly right. When we see that, that's kind of what volleyball timeouts are about. One thing we will not have to worry about tonight as far as the timeouts go is I don't believe that we're going to have the crowd reaction that we had last Friday night.
No.
When the Rolla Bulldogs called a timeout and the whole Waynesville crowd didn't think they had one. But
which was not the case.
It was not the case. They did have one. We checked into that. Speaking of rules and stuff, had a nice conversation this afternoon with the TTSN rules interpreter, Gary Schultz. He's just back off a long vacation. Boy, Gary seems to really be enjoying retirement, man.
Absolutely. That one's going to say along. Saw the pictures up there at Yellowstone. Looked like him and Miss Lucy had one heck of a trip.
Seemed like he enjoyed about every place on that trip except driving through Lawrence, Kansas.
All right, so still serving is going to be Whalen for the Lady Vikings. Victoria Perry going to just push that one across. Near set down here, and it's going to be long.
We're going to say that ball was tipped.
Wow, that is not what I saw at all.
Well, the Lady Tigers don't argue the call, so that one's going to be out. Let's get a point back for the Lady Tigers.
And libero Hannah Hedrick checks back into the game, and she's going to be at serve. And we saw Hannah get in the last broadcast get on quite a run back there at serve.
Oh, just off the top of the net and not clearing. So that point will go to the Lady Vikings.
Extends the Lady Viking lead to 6 here as they've pushed it to a 14-9 lead here in game number 1. Back to serve. Looks like that's going to be Peyton Acord. Lady Tigers not able to get that one across, so Acord's going to go back to serve again. Acord up with a strong jump serve right there. Now back set right there to Lucinda Myers. A little miscommunication. Yep. You got it, I got it. Somebody needs to got it.
And nobody got it. That point goes to the Waynesville Tigers. We need about 5 more of those nobody gots it.
I would take that. Into the net on the serve. So
net got it.
That's not who we want to got it. And looks like we're going to have sub in. Number 12 coming into the game for the Lady Vikings. That's Kristen Klein. Victoria Perry pushes it across for the Lady Tigers. What a block up front. Is that Gracie
Hutchison with that block?
Gracie gets up and puts that one right back down on the other side.
Mary Henry checking in for the Lady Tigers. She'll be going back to serve.
Mary, strong serve across right there. Set to the middle, hard down. Hannah Hedrick dives to try and save that one, but none doing. All right, so the serve will go back over to the Lady Vikings. I believe that's Janae Johnson.
It's going to go off Hannah Hedrick and up
I'm
into
sorry,
the crowd.
That's not. That's Alexa Morlock that was back to serve. So Lady Vikings push the lead to 7. Morlock on the serve again. Shelby Warden pushes up. Now set. Shelby finding that empty spot. So point to the Lady Tigers, and Gracie Hutchinson will go back to serve. Push
That
back.
was an interesting hit there, Matt.
Yes,
And
it was.
It was almost extremely successful.
Nice save
dig
right there.
by Gracie Hutchison. And the Lady Tigers get that point. Wow.
Mike, I want to send a big shout out. Coach Patrick Knipe checking in with us.
Better than that. Happy birthday, Captain Patrick. It's Captain Patrick's birthday, and he's watching us live via the TTSN Sports Network. What a better way to spend your birthday than to be watching us live.
Well, and especially coming back from a junior high cross country meet down in Licking tonight.
Well, that means there's some good service between here and Licking.
All right, Lady Tigers close within 4 here. Gracie Hutchison back to serve, 18-14, Lady Tigers trail. Morlock, hard, strong hit across. Oh, Lady Tigers, nice save right there. Alden Pills gets out of bounds, do everything she can, put that back into play.
Alexis Bartley's joining us tonight.
She must have heard the words cross country and immediately tuned in.
You know, she probably heard us talking about Coach Knipe and figured she better tune in or she might just be in trouble.
All right, Alden Pills is going to be back to serve for the Lady Tigers. Lady Tigers trail by 4, 19-15 here in game number 1. That one's going to be just into the top of the net, so serve and point will go over to the Lady Vikings. Checking into the game for the Lady Vikings is going to be number 7, Ella Werner-Click, and she's going to be back to serve. Werner-Click right there gets it across and point to the Lady Tigers.
We're going to get another timeout by Coach Callis here. She's going to be using her second one. Alexis tuning in from the Grand Canyon University in Arizona, but she's wearing a Waynesville Tiger track shirt. You got to love it.
That's the important thing right there.
You know, speaking of Coach Knipe, I think that's our first person we've ever had check in from Licking.
We got enough pins that it looks like Missouri's almost completely covered. I don't know how we're going to get a pin into the city.
I don't know that
Licking.
we need a pin there, but I think that's a first.
We'll have to check the annals. I'm not sure.
Well, Tim Wallace keeps some of the best records that we know of around here when it comes to that map and those pins. And it's crazy. You do not take a magnet into Mr. Wallace's room because, boom, all them pins.
You pull the pins out of that map, we're not going to be happy. All right, so we're set to go back to action here. Game number 1. Lady Vikings on top right now, 21-15. And Werner-Click still back to serve for the Lady Vikings.
He's able to land that right in front of Gracie Hutchison there. Alden Pills about goes through the table over there.
Well, it's a good thing that table has wheels because Alden took a pretty good shot into that table right there trying to save the ball. I'm afraid all of my ribs would have just collapsed and I might have lost a lung had I done that. Hard hit right there. Push down. That's going to be number 2, Gracie Wedgeworth.
And that's going to bring us to game point here in game number 1. Lady Vikings up 24-15.
Back set right there by Alden Pills. Pushed across by Shelby Warden. And that's going to be game point.
And that's going to be game point. That's going to be the Lady Vikings taking game number 1, 25-15. As we do in volleyball, they're going to switch sides, take 3 minutes, and then we're going to be back for game number 2 action. But if we're between games, Matt, you know what that means it's time for?
A TTSN Sports Update?
It's time for a TTSN Sports Update. This Sports Update brought to you by the Tiger TV Facebook page. Tiger TV Facebook. You're going to want to love the Tiger TV Facebook. Matt, do you know who likes the Tiger TV Facebook page?
Well, if you give it to anyone other than Coach Patrick Knipe tonight, I feel like you're cheating.
We'll give it to Coach Knipe and Coach Jarman and Coach Ray, the entire cross-country coaching staff. They all love the Tiger TV Facebook page. As you can tell, Coach Knipe is on that Tiger TV Facebook page, finding out all the news that is news right here in Tiger Town on his way home from Licking. Talking about cross-country. Tomorrow, Matt, one of the biggest events in the Waynesville School District school year is taking place down at the City Park as the 16th annual Stampede in the Park. The elementary cross-country meet will be taking place down there starting at 9 in the morning. Over 500 4th, 5th, and 6th graders will be down there in the park tomorrow running a mile. Folks, if you're sitting around doing nothing tomorrow, shoot. Call in sick to work tomorrow. Head down to the park. You're going to want to see this event. This event is something every year that's just absolutely phenomenal. That many kids come in, they qualify at the national standard, the presidential fitness test in the mile. Coach Jarman was down there getting the course ready tonight, and all the pieces are in place. The rain's going to hold off tomorrow. It should be a beautiful day, and we'd love to see a lot of people down there.
Well, absolutely, and you talk about what a big event it is, and I remember the first year that you organized the Stampede here in Waynesville, and just how this event has grown over the years.
Well, talking about a bus trip.
What, 15, 16, somewhere in there?
Year 16. I believe it's year 16. And this event, we put together on a bus ride home from West Plains. At the time, Travis Bohr was a cross-country coach. He got to talking about it. We had the elementary track meet for something like 64 years. We decided we needed to have a cross-country meet. Got it all put together, and I just think it's great to see this many kids come out, put that effort in to get their mile time where it needs to be to come down and get to compete amongst a bunch of Tigers tomorrow down at the park.
Absolutely, and you talk about it being for 4th, 5th, and 6th. I have a 3rd grader at my house that was already talking about it this year in preparation for next year. The times that she's going to need to run so that she can qualify to go do something.
So we love
like
that, and we love the fact those 6th graders are getting ready to move into Coach Knipe and Coach Ray's program down to junior high next year. We're back to action here in game number 2.
First serve will go to the Lady Vikings. Dug out by Shelby Warden. Going to set up to the top. Gracie Hutchinson going to sail just a little bit long right there. And it looks like that's going to be Gracie Wedgeworth back on the serve for the Lady Vikings. Oh, sneaky move right there. Victoria Perry just trying to push it across. Not able to find the floor. The Lady Vikings get that one back across and go up 2-0 here in game number 2. Little too close to the net right there.
It carried that net, went over, and
Janae Johnson was waiting on the other side to push that one down in a hurry.
Abby Foster checking in for the Lady Tigers.
Set to the middle, and that one's going to sail along off the hands of Victoria Perry. Victoria coming hard with that top hand. Check it into the game right there is number 15, Bella Sloss. And that spike's going to be down for the Lady Vikings. Going to make it a 5-0 lead here in game number 2. Cross dug out by the Lady Vikings, pushed back. Gracie Hutchison gets it up, and that Bella not able to get that one up. I'm sorry, that was not Gracie Hutchinson for the Lady Tigers. Trying to find the number here. Some of the numbers don't appear to be matching up on my roster. Bella gets up big to try and knock that one down. I think she's just maybe a little far away from the net right there. And
Victoria Perry checking in for the Lady Tigers.
Hannah Hedrick digs it out on the back, sets Victoria Perry. Blocked, but nice recovery there. Free ball across for the Lady Tigers. Now to set. Gracie Hutchison right in the middle. Nice little tip, but the libero for Lady Vikings gets it up and over.
That's going to be a point for the Lady Tigers.
Going to have 2 hits there on the Lady Vikings. Lucinda Myers checks back into the game for the Lady Tigers, and checking back in as well, Shelby Warden.
Alden Pills with the serve for the Lady Tigers.
That one's going to go into the net, so point and side out will move over to the Lady Vikings. Jump serve right there, dug out by Myers. Hit right in the middle. Gracie Hutchison gets it across. Now center set right there, and down before the Lady Tigers can get to it.
And we're going to get a timeout here. Game number 2, Lady Tigers down 9-1. Coach Callis wants to call timeout and talk things over. Matt, we got a message in on the Facebook here, and these are the kind of messages that I like better than any of the others. We got Steve Christensen, Gracie's uncle up in Jeff City, is getting the opportunity to watch his niece, Gracie Hutchison, play volleyball tonight here on the TTSN Sports Network.
Absolutely. You love to see that. Family can tune in. I know, being a military community, how many parents are deployed and just absolutely love that they can still watch their student compete in athletics, whether it's wrestling or football or basketball or volleyball, whatever it is. Love to see that. Gracie, one of our multi-sport athletes here at the high school, spends a lot of time with us in the spring and during track.
That's right.
And just a fantastic girl. All right, I believe that's Morlock back, still serving forward the Lady Vikings. Shelby Warden digs that one out. Free ball across by Hannah Hedrick. Nice block right there. I believe that was Lucinda Myers, got a hand on it, but Parkview able to recover and push that one down.
Lucinda got a hand on it. It popped it up. Nice job keeping that ball alive there by Shelby Warden.
And that's going to be Janae Johnson, gets up there right in the middle, and that was the one they said if they get good sets to her that she can put that ball down. Lady Tigers not able to dig that one out. This pushes the lead to 11 here for the Lady Vikings in game number 2. Alden Pills gets that one across for the Lady Tigers. Big block right there.
That's going to be a point for the Lady Tigers. Nice block there. That was Perry and Hutchison on that block.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one got a hand, or they may have both. I don't know. They were both there. Checking into the game for Perry is going to be number 11, Mary Henry. She's going to go back to the serve. Back set right there for Johnson, and that looks like that's going to be out of bounds. Waiting on a call.
And they're going to say that was out.
I thought it was. It seemed
Well,
like
it came directly at the line judge there, and I don't think she had a good view of it.
And another point over to the Lady Tigers.
As assistant coach for Parkview Lady Vikings made a nice play on that ball. She just can't do that.
That's one's going to be in. And the Lady Tigers start to go on a little run here. Mary Henry still at serve for the Lady Tigers. And that one's going to go just a little long. Set to the top side, and wow, Shelby Warden came down hard. That was a nice block right there.
That was a nice block. It really was.
Believe that was Wedgeworth up front that put that block up for the Lady Vikings. There's not much more you can do right there but tip your hat. As that hit gets a little too close to the line, going to be knocked down by the Lady Vikings, and it pushes their lead to 10 here in game number 2. Ball pushed across right there. Set at the net, and a little quick hit there we talked about earlier. Lucinda Meyer's going to drive that one long. And need to send a big hello out. Former Waynesville teacher and volleyball coach Mickey Murray joining us tonight on the TTSN Network. Set to the top, Shelby Warden. Wedgeworth may have blocked the last one, but she wasn't going to get that one as that one came down hard on the other side. Jordan Harpel, number 37, checking into the game for the Lady Tigers. And it's going to push Gracie Hutchison back to serve for the Lady Tigers. Dug out in the midcourt there. Hammered down by that's not Wedgeworth. That's going to be number 13, Peyton Acord, that got up to get that one. Dug out by Hutchison on the backcourt. Pushed across, I believe. Shelby Warden again right there, blocked, but Lady Tigers recover.
They're
gonna say Lady Tigers were in the net.
And we're going to get another timeout by Coach Megan Callis of the Lady Tigers. Matt, while we have this timeout, we want to recognize our students running our broadcast tonight under the direction of the incomparable Tim Wallace.
The illustrious Tim Wallace.
The illuminal Tim Wallace. Our students tonight working the cameras and working in the TTSN booth over there are Destiny Crawford, LaMarie Evans, Trevor Tronstad, Alicia Perchman, Lisa James, and Alex Rudolph, and they're doing an absolute outstanding job as they always do. They come in, they get everything set up. They do all that hard work, Matt, and we get to come over and we get to sit down, put the headsets on, and talk about the action out there on the floor.
Well, and they may have caught me off guard starting a little bit early tonight, but I guarantee you when I walked in the door, Tim Wallace already had everything set and done. He was just waiting for us to show up.
Well, that's one of the definitions of illuminal, being above and beyond on time.
I'm gonna write that down because I'm not sure about that one. I'm gonna fact check you there. Jordan Harpel puts it down hard for the Lady Tigers, so that point will come over to him. Cuts the Lady Viking lead to 11. And it looks like checking back into the game for the Lady Tigers going to be number 28, Sydney Kuhneman.
And Sydney will be serving for the Lady Tigers.
Wedgeworth hits it long for the Lady Vikings. So Sydney will get another go here. Nice serve right there.
Nice serve. Got the Lady Parkview Viking got her just off balance right there.
Oh yeah, as you caught her off balance, there wasn't anything she could do. She got her fingertips on it. Point goes over to Lady Tigers.
As we appear to have a warning maybe on the Waynesville Tigers student section there.
Well, the student section is lively tonight. I will say that.
You know what you call that, Matt? Tigers supporting Tigers right over there.
Well, I see members of the football team. I see members of the basketball team. I see a whole host of student athletes from other sports.
See members of the track team over there.
And it looks like maybe the theme tonight is Hawaiian vacation. I love the fact that we do themes. Gonna be just in.
It was right on the line there, Matt.
You know, you look over there. Zeke looks like he's ready to go on an old person's cruise. Now, I don't know if you got a chance to see him last week during Spirit Week.
I know which one you're talking about.
That might be the best costume I saw all week last week.
Hannah Hedrick back to serve for the Lady Tigers. Lady Vikings up 20-11 here in game number 2.
Dugout set to the near side this time, and that's going to be Janae Johnson putting it down hard. Checking into the game for the Lady Vikings going to be number 11, Emma Boyd. Gets the serve across. Dugout. Pushed to the other side by Warden. Little miss hit right there, but the Lady Vikings get it over, and the Tigers get a chance to set. And what a tip right there.
Nice decision by Victoria Perry. She was going to go into 2 blockers, was able to angle that off and just get it over the top of their hands.
Well, and we've seen Victoria come down really hard on some of those, and like you said, what a decision to get up and just tip it over them. Let it hit the floor behind them. Janae Johnson gets up right there. Gracie Hutchinson, nice effort to get up and try and block that one, but it's going to go out off of the hands of the Tigers. And it's going to push it back to a 10-point lead for the Lady Vikings. Serve is up and it's over. Dug out by Shelby Warden on the back. Set to the top. Lucinda Myers puts it down hard and going to be just out of bounds.
And Matt, we want to remind the folks at home, our next broadcast on the TTSN Sports Network will be next Friday night.
Not with us,
Not
though.
with us. We're going to be at the concession stand, folks. Come on down and buy some concessions. We're going to be running that for the track team. We're going to have we won't be there, but we will be live on the TTSN Sports Network as the Glendale Falcons roll into town to take on the Waynesville Tiger football team. We're at game point 24-12 here in the second game.
Would love to see you up here that night. If you can't make it, tune in. They're going to say that was out.
They're going to say that was, yep, they're going to say that was just out, and that's going to bring us to the end of action tonight as the Lady Vikings from Parkview roll into town and defeat your Lady Tigers in 2 games. Once again, we want to remind everybody, next Friday night will be the next TTSN Sports broadcast for football. a week from Friday night. We want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. For Matt Johnson, I'm Mike Rawlings, and hope everybody has a great weekend.